Test, test, test. Here we go. Let's see, that's better. Okay. Hi all, hi all, hi all, and welcome to another edition of live trading, TraderCast live trading, YouTube live, key trading levels and trading setups for popular markets. Let me just check that this is all going through okay. And make sure that you can all see everything streaming, and then we'll start. Yeah, okay, this seems to be okay. That's better. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Hi all and welcome. Now, for those of you who are watching this for the first time, this is a little bit about myself. If you're looking for a community, check us out on TraderCast.com. So this is the channel that you're watching currently. If you are looking for the education, check out mytradingskills.com. Some of our courses are completely free. Sign up, check them out, see how we teach. And if you like how we teach and what we teach, and if you need to know more, let us know. Okay, over the past 10 years, I had the privilege of speaking in front of various different industry events. This is a salesy bit, okay? And I taught many people how to trade. Now, some of them were brand new, some of them were people who have traded before, but they needed help with a specific area of their trading activity. So, a big disclaimer here now, because we'll be talking about some live trades, and I'll be showing you some of my trades which are currently open, and I'll tell you about what I've done since yesterday. So for those of you who watched yesterday's session, this is basically just a follow-on on what we did. I do not have your personal indication of your trading and investment objectives, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm actually trying to show you a practical application, real-time examples of what I think a novice trader or early stages intermediate trader should be or would be able to do after investing some time in learning how to trade. So this is all very, very basic. So for those of you who have been trading for a while and you're looking for specific strategy or secret indicator that works all the time, I have to disappoint you. This is a very, very simple price action trading with very basic charts and no indicators. Now, I'll tell you what I've done since yesterday. For those of you who watched yesterday's session, we were looking at the basing pattern for these US indices, and we had two scenarios: either a sell-off at the open and continuation of this selling pressure, which will be triggered by further escalation of geopolitical tensions or maybe some news that we were not aware of, or the other option was an oversold bounce back into resistance and into the open and so on. So what I've done is I've traded live during the session yesterday, and I decided to go long S&P at 41.30, and it was I did say this was an intraday scalp, so I was looking for a few points higher and so on. There was a particular pattern, and I'll show you all of that a little bit later. Now, unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, and I got stopped out with 41.19 half, so just over 10 points of loss on that trade. But subsequently, I've decided to go in again at the breakout of resistance at 41.4250 or halves, 41.42 halves, and I'm still in that trade now, and I'll show you that trade a little bit later. So how I'm managing it, what I'm doing, and all of that. Also, we were looking at crude oil being really bullish, and I was looking for a retracement, and finally I decided to go at 95. Actually, I had my limit order at that time, and I got filled, and I got stopped out at 94, so there was a 100-point loss on crude oil. I decided to go long sterling dollar. If you remember, we were looking at 135 area initially a few days ago as well. But then I decided to get in at 133.36 when the price was kind of basing. I saw a bit of a US dollar weakness. Decided to go in. I'm in this trade again. And I also decided to trade long gold at 1910. And I got stopped out of that trade as well. So I had 3 losing trades and 2 really good trades at the moment. And this long ... I was actually looking at gold just before crude oil and gold just before I went live. So that's the reason for a short delay here. But I'll tell you what I'm trying to do, and if I do something, I'll let you know. I might be looking to go long either of these two, probably WTI crude at the current levels. Okay, so a very simple explanation here for yesterday's session. Let me just show you where I am with S&P initially. So what we'll do is we'll cover a few things and see if that can help you out in some way. Now, S&P, we had this big selling pressure, and then this kind of oversold reversal and a spike higher. In our community, I've actually posted, let me see if I can pop this out. I can't. I've actually posted the full explanation of yesterday's turnaround, explained from the fundamental point of view and what news and events triggered the turnaround, what Biden said, the sanctions, how they were planned to be applied and what actually happened, and so on. So all of that had a kind of a bullish impact on US equities, and this is S&P 500. So what happened yesterday is I'll go into a 15-minute time frame and show you how that, actually 30 minutes would be probably better. Here we go, 30 minutes. So we were basing here ahead of the open. And then if you remember what I was looking at, I was looking at the existence of this pattern here. And I was looking to buy initially down here with my stop loss being below, and I got stopped out. That was just before the US markets opened. Then subsequently what happened is when I saw the breakout, I decided to go up, to go in on this trade again, because in this case we are seeing this from, I'll just show you this now. Bottom. So here there's a double bottom here with a breakout and a retest. So if you don't know what really this means, don't be worried. It's not really that difficult. It's called price action trading. We are talking about a reversal price action. There is a course on My Trading Skills. You can sign up for this. It's completely free. You can check it out. But it tells you how to trade these type of setups. Anyway, so I've decided to enter up here again, and I moved my stop loss higher and higher subsequently, and I'm in this trade. Now, I'm in this trade from this point of view as well, okay? So I'm seeing this. This is yesterday's rally, and then overnight Asian trading, sideways, a little bit of a dip at shortly after European markets opened, and then we saw a breakout again. Now this is quite encouraging for people who were looking for an extension to the upside, because this here becomes another pattern which is quite tradable, and that tradable pattern looks like a breakout and a retest. Look, you can see this really big wicks here pushing the price higher. People who are trading this now, they would likely be looking to see extension to the upside, and where they might be looking to take profit is up here towards 43.44, and this area is significant because it's a previous horizontal here. We also have falling resistance trend line. So this is the high, lower high. So if I connect this sequence of the lower highs, 3 touches here, another touch nearly here, another one here, another one here, another one here. So this satisfies that criterion of having 3 touches to draw a trend line. So there is a number of touches there. And they point to this area up here roughly, which coincides with this previous highs and lows, and also coincides with a Fibonacci retracement from the swing high to the swing low of about 50%. So this area at 43, 44 is definitely an area of interest where anybody who is long would be likely looking to take profits, or at least partial profits on their trade, and then readjust their stops and so on. So that's where I'm with that trade myself. I'm seeing this as a possible reversal ahead of the open. This here, if opened in a shorter term time frame and becomes a mini version of this, could also be a tradable setup. So I would not like to see a loss of these areas down here. That's why I have my stop loss at the right place. Let me just show you where I am with this trade, and how I'm gonna manage this. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the actual, yeah, you can. So you can see this dot here. So this is that basing pattern that we were experiencing yesterday. I decided to go initially long. I was catching this bottom. I got flushed out at the open, and then eventually when I saw this breakout higher, I decided to get in. So this is my entry. My stop loss was initially lower. My stop loss was initially below my entry. And what I did is my stop loss is up here now. So what I've done is I moved my stop loss higher. So then when I got this little consolidation pattern here and another breakout, I moved my stop loss higher and higher and higher and higher. So now my stop loss is at the low of that falling support trend line where this overnight pattern is. And what I would, my take profit is up here. You're seeing it at 41.42. So if you remember, I was looking at 41.33. That was the kind of more logical level, but I had it at 41.40, so nice and round number as well. So what I would be looking to do is I would be paying attention very, very closely for the extension of this move higher when the US markets open. Otherwise, if I see selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, and then a loss of these lows down here, I would still keep my position open until I see a pullback to here. But then a reversal from there, I would be happy. If I see possibly a loss of this area down here at 42.65, 42.60, then I would likely manually get out of this trade. I wouldn't wait for my stop loss to be. I wouldn't wait for my stop loss to be triggered on this trade. And that's where I am with this trade. I'm really happy with it. It's a good trade, logical trade, managed in the right way, keeping it open. Sorry, let me just show you again where I got in, where my stop is now. This is my hard stop, but this is my mental stop. So this is what I would like to kind of get out if I see a selling pressure and dip below. I would get out, and ideally I would like to take profit up here. So that's where I'm with S&P. Really, really happy. Didn't take any partial profits. This position is still on. Stop loss is at about roughly about 90 points from where I entered, and that's locking in a certain amount of unrealized profit, and that's where I am with that. Okay, now apologies, let me just move this to once. I don't know what's wrong with this chart. They're really, really sticky. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk to you about very quickly is Nasdaq was looking for a bit of a retracement now. Hi guys, hi, welcome. Um, uh, Very quickly before I start talking to you about cable and gold and oil is actually really forming. So I'm gonna go long oil. Buy. I'm gonna go long oil. I think we are there. I think we are there on oil. I'll tell you what I've done with oil right now. Sorry. And then I'll update the positions a little bit later. But this is a little bit speculative. But here we go. So I was looking for a cluster of these previous lows down here at 91.44 as a logical level to potentially enter in a trade. I'm in this trade now. I just got in right now. I'll show you all of that. I would put my stop loss about 100 points below. So if I just change the time frame, yeah, that's fine. That's a good level for a stop loss. So this would be the amount of risk that I would like to take on this trade. And then I would like to take profit up here towards 95.50 or thereabout. So I say thereabout because things can change. Okay, from the setup point of view, this is the hourly candle. It's not finished yet. We still have about 40 minutes for this to be finished, and I'm also looking at the trend lines to see if that can work out in any way. So from the shorter term 15-minute point of view, we have these significant lows and then lows and lows and lows. They came down here. They're testing this previous low. This is basically a double bottom retest, and the price should really start rallying from here if it is to do so. Otherwise, if we see a selling pressure from here and a very swift move lower, so if I see a dip lower and an hourly candle closing below 91.44, my stop is down here, but I might get out of this position myself quickly. I will not wait for this to be triggered by my stop loss. And that's where I am with the crude oil at the moment. I'm looking for a push higher and a breakout above 95 for possible continuation to the upside. This correction in crude oil and also in gold was triggered by the perception of what sanctions are going to be applied against Russia. And I'll show you all of that right now. So I am in that trade now. Where is my adjusting that? Okay, here we go. Slowly adjusting the stop. So this is where I am with the crude oil. This is currently a losing trade. Just a very quick entry here. My stop is about 100 points below, just below these lows, and I'm looking for a potential breakout to the upside and a breakout above this falling resistance trend line towards 95, 95, 10, 95, 20, thereabouts. So these highs, clusters of these highs. You have this high here from the 22nd of February. Then you have these areas up here from the 25th as well, and then here 25th. Yeah, so that's all from kind of the big trading 22nd to 25th. Yeah, so horizontal area there, and I would likely, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I'll put my stop loss, sorry, limit order there. So that's where I'm with the currently with this position. If I get stopped out, I'll let you know. But I'm looking for a potential reversal in oil and a push towards 95. If I see a big rally or something changes in the news or triggers the kind of volatility in crude oil, then I would likely move my ultimate limit order towards 100 and maybe take partial profit here manually, and then move the stop loss at break even, move above, move higher and higher and higher, and then just look to protect the unrealized P&L, I suppose. But that's where it is at the moment. So crude oil, this is a live trade. I'll update that slides a little bit later. Okay. The other thing that I was telling you about that I was looking to do was cable, so sterling dollar. We had this massive corrective pullback in sterling dollar, loss of 135.30. I was initially long here, then I got stopped out. So the other area where we could have some interest is low, high, high, low, low. So around this 133.58 again. This is the ultimate low of this trading range. This was actually a much better trade before. You can see there's a bit of a selling pressure now. And what I'm showing you is this is a daily time frame. So if I see a dip and a daily close below that area, then it would trigger more downside very quickly. Otherwise, this can potentially be a nice retest of something that can form into either a little pennant or a flag. It can change the shape, but this type of patterns, they have the tendency to break to the upside, and what they do is they have a tendency to kind of break to the upside, have a rally, then a little retest from above, something like this. And then people who trade them would trade them in a couple of different ways. They would either take the widest point of this pennant and extend that to the upside for the potential projected take profit. So something like that. Or if they're a little bit more speculative, they would take the whole range of the reversal, or a flag pole as it's referred to in the case of the flag, and then they would look to take profit higher towards the symmetrical extension of that move as well, towards, in this case, 135.80, 136. But I'm paying attention to this very closely now. I'm in this trade as well, and I'll show you all of that in a few minutes as well. So sideways consolidation, coiling, looking for a direction going forward. The big question was asked yesterday by many analysts and traders. How will this current situation and geopolitical tension impact central banks and their decisions to hike rates? And then we've heard from Fed speakers yesterday as well, which are bringing more clarity to their intentions with the path of the monetary policy tightening and interest rate hikes, and that had direct correlation with what US dollar did. So that's why we are seeing this volatility as well. So now let me just show you where I am with this trade as well. And this is where I got in. So this is a 15-minute time frame trade. It's exactly the same setup that I was telling you about. I was waiting for a pullback, selling pressure, and then when I saw this candle, for those of you who, sorry, here we go. This is better. For those of you who went through the candlestick course, or you can read the candle patterns, you know that this combination of these two candles is actually very, very powerful, especially if it's found at some significant level of support or overextended market conditions. And usually what happens is people who tend to trade based on confirmations or issued by candles, i.e. the price action, they would react to this in the same way as I did as well. So this is basically a bullish reversal or end of selling pressure. This is selling pressure, selling pressure. Sellers are more dominant, sellers are more dominant, sellers are more dominant, sellers are more dominant. No buyers, no buyers, no buyers. Sellers are getting exhausted. There's nobody else who is willing to short sell this currency pair anymore. And now anybody who is shorting, they need to cover their shorts by buying. So they need to buy in order to close their short. And that also triggers interest from the buyers. And then when buyers see this kind of reversal, they say, ooh, okay, now sellers are exhausted. Now it's our time to play a bit. So they get in. And that's basically how it works. So my stop is currently, okay, let me just show you. So my stop is currently still below the entry. I'm in the money on this trade, but I'm still risking about 20 points. And I wouldn't like to lose on this trade, because I had a few losing trades in gold and oil, although I'm in a very, very profitable trade on S&P. I'm going to move my stop loss slightly closer to the entry, so just up here. I'm going to lock in about 17 points on this trade, so I'm going to move my stop loss slightly above my entry, very close to it, about 17 points. I'm going to lock this in, and if the price falls and picks me up there, I'll walk away and say, okay, fine, I'll go and look for another setup. But if this is the consolidation as the one that I was looking for, i.e. sideways, 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 and then a breakout to the upside, I still want to be in this trade and then look for the extension towards 135, 135.80 possibly on the upside. So that's where I am with those two. Hi Maurizio, hi Hamid, hi everybody else who is watching. The last thing that I wanted to show you was actually Nasdaq, because Nasdaq was coming up to a level which could be of interest. Now let me just show you what I mean by that. So the level is 13,780. So this area here would be of interest to me. So we are at the open. US markets are open right now. And I would like to see if we can get a pullback from the current levels to down here, and then a reversal from there higher. So something like this. So that's what I'm looking for in Nasdaq. The reason why I'm looking for for a similar situation like what I showed you in S&P already is, yet again, there is this double bottom and a breakout higher. Little consolidation, move higher. Overnight consolidation and the breakout. And this breakout actually happened. I don't know if you're aware or not, but this breakout here. This breakout here and then subsequent breakout higher happened on the breaking news that Russia might be sending a delegation to negotiate in Kiev, i.e. diplomatic negotiation to Kiev, and that was seen as very positive for the market. So decrease in military escalation and potentially use of diplomacy to solve the whole situation, or calmed the whole situation down. There was positive, off it goes higher. So that's it. So this is the textbook breakout, retest, and a push higher. Now from the extension point of view, the previous consolidation was happening here, okay, and then if you extend that gives you this shaded area here as an ultimate take profit level. But instead what's going on at the moment is we could possibly see a pullback to that level, another retest, and then a rally from there. So 13,780 is a really good level for Nasdaq. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on my crude oil. Still underwater, but looking good. So in that case, I could be possibly considering going long, subject to getting the confirmation, and I would put my stop loss down here about 80 or 100 points lower. 80 or 100 points lower. So this would be the amount of risk, because a dip below this zone, 13,680, and an end of day close below that level would definitely negate this type of setup. And then I would be looking to take profit up here towards 14,130, 14,200, possibly even slightly higher towards 14,300, 400. Sorry, 14,250. Apologies, 14,250. So that's the basic premise for this type of trade. It's not there just yet. It might not even get there, but that's the level where I would like to get in with Nasdaq. I think there was a chappie yesterday who was asking about Nasdaq, I believe, or was it Dow Jones? I'm not really sure. It was one of the two indices in US. Maurizio, are you in anything? Hamid, are you in anything? Anybody else who's watching? Are you guys in any trades at the moment? Are you looking to do anything? Is anything of interest? So this crude oil, it looked good. It looked good here. I was happy with it. Now I don't like this. But the stop is at the right level, so I'm gonna let it settle, do its thing, and see if it does anything. I might get out of this trade sooner than getting stopped out, but I'll keep you informed. I'll keep you informed. Last thing that we can possibly talk about while I'm waiting for this to settle is gold, but let me just show you where I am with my two other trades. So S&P, that's still on. Really happy. This is breaking out higher. Really happy with that. Keeping an eye on these clusters of the highs at 43.50 and then 4,400, 4,433. That will be a really good level for S&P for the extension to the upside. The other position was cable. That's still, oops, sorry, didn't mean to. Why does it do that? There we go. It just resizes everything. So this is cable. Cable trade still there, comfortable-ish. Don't like this pullback. I would like to see a breakout to the upside, but stop is at the right place and limit order is also at the right place as well. So leaving that on, and the current crude oil trade is not looking well at all. Absolutely not looking well at all. Okay, here we go. It looks like it's pushing lower. This is, I got in based on this little candle, a retest of the previous low. My stop is down here. While I was talking to you, I didn't do anything. I should have maybe got out of this trade sooner, but I think I'm gonna get stopped out on this trade. I'm gonna get stopped out on this trade very, very soon. This is a 15-minute time frame. So I was looking for this pattern to form the base for a bounce which could look like this. So at least 2 or 3 or 4 green candles moving higher. So this is your morning star reversal. This is your bullish hammer at the previous significant low, but it backfired. So crude oil is not my friend since yesterday. Okay. That's no, nothing at the moment. Feel brilliant, and I closed the week this morning at break even, and it's good for me. Waiting for more geopolitical tensions, and we'll be back on Monday. Yeah, it's a good plan because we don't know what might happen over the weekend. If anything escalates, if some mistakes are made, you don't know. Which trigger a further escalation rather than reduction of violence and possibly stuff like that. But anyway, so that's where I am, guys. We are about 9 minutes into the open. I am scratching my head to what to do. Apart from gold, and the gold, yeah, 1880. It's the same level. So look, massive reversal here in gold. Massive reversal here in gold. Spike on the tensions and then a reversal. So a level which could be of interest is around 1880 or thereabout, with a stop down to 1875 or 1870. It's about $10 in price for the risk. So what this would look like, it would look like a pullback to this rising support and then a rally from here, something like that. A dip below 1880 would be quite bearish. I still feel that these swing highs here would be a good level, 1960. Then this area here, 1920, 1960, and then 2000 on the upside would likely be targeted as potential take profit areas for anybody who is looking to go long oil. But oil. This is gold. But there's no setup just yet. No setup. Just waiting. This is the hourly time frame. So red, and this hourly candle will only be finished in about 18 minutes time. This is the 15-minute. There is that little bullish hammer again. It's more speculative. I would like to buy lower. Maybe I'm gonna be a sucker for a pip and say, oh, you should have got in when you had a chance and you were waiting for the ultimate level, and look, now you missed it, and it went without you. But that's where I am with gold. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I'll keep an eye on it and see if it does anything, if it comes to my level. Crude oil is crude oil is now behaving a little bit better. So still in this position. I'm still in this position. It's still a losing position here, but at least there's a little bit of a buying activities here. You can see there's a bit of a green body forming at this wick. So stop is at the right level. I'm just going to keep it open and see. Maurizio is saying after China talked of finding a peaceful resolution, they want to talk to Minsk. Yes. I think there was a statement on national television where one of the Chinese, was it a foreign ministry or somebody, I don't really know exactly who, but somebody from China said we would encourage Russia to find a diplomatic solution with Ukraine. But that's where we are. Here we go. Okay, this is good now. This is good. Come on. You want to break out higher? Come on. You want to break out higher? I would be ecstatic with 93.20, 94.60, 95. I would be. That would be very good. I'll be very, very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Okay, guys. Well, look, it was lovely talking to you all. I gotta go now. I'll keep you informed about these trades probably on Monday. So stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Thanks for sharing, Maurizio. Thanks for sharing. Come on, oil. You want to break out higher? You came very close to my stop. You want to break out higher. You want to break out higher. At least let me, or allow me, to take partial profit and move my stop closer to the entry, or at entry, or above entry. At least something like that. Anyway, when you start talking to the screen and talking to the chart, you know you had enough of trading for a week. So thank you all very much for watching and listening. Stay safe. Bye for now, and I'll speak to you all on Monday. Thank you.